It works sort of like this. When you're the one, and everything that they've tried to do to me since I was a little boy, there's an energy debt that they accrue, which is a loss of energy on their part. That works. So even though I've said this many years ago, it's like, remember that old song? Give me your best shot. Remember when a gladiator would say, come on, hit me in the stomach, give me your best shot, try and hurt me, right? Sort of like that, but when you're running on eternal fire, right, and you're a real living star, right, and you can plug into a battle star, it is sort of like what Patty, not Patty, Carrie Cassidy talked about with Juan O'Savin when Juan O'Savin was talking about the art of war. They will eventually run out of energy because it's like at some point they're going to run out of bullets. Because at some point they're going to run out of light. Okay? Because they're not running eternal light and eternal fire, which is a monopole, which is what I am. Okay? I'd have gone down a long time ago. A long time ago. That's why they know they can do whatever they want to this. And then when they do that, they realize what that does to them. They lose power. That's how it works. Okay? Because when you realize that real souls and oversoul, okay, and souls are the source of energy that it uses to power the AI as a result of fractures. Right? You harm somebody, cause trauma to a soul, there's a fractal. So why would a unit of consciousness, which is energy, choose to use its energy, which is the same thing as to say, what I do to you, I do to me? Why would it do something to somebody else that represents what love is, which is a love vibration, and then deliberately do something to a love energy being to fracture its own light? A virus. That's called a fractal light mind virus. It has no connection to the source from which love comes. That's called a dissociative identity disorder of consciousness energy. That's an AI, which is the mental field, like a dead planet. Okay? So it can run a boatload of data, right? In reverse flow. Make copies of everything that's going on, but it can't create anything out of whole cloth because it's not running on real living light, which is what love is. So you're not ever going to get an original sound recording because everything else of what it does is a copy, which means it's not an original. That's why you have the health ranger coming out and you get a clone voice. All a clone of anything is a copycat. Just like when I was a child, I had a 3M reel-to-reel magnetic tape. Put your voice into that. Hey, how you doing today, right? And then I would say, hey, I want to hear myself in 50 years. It's already in memory. Why do I want to keep a tape recorder around? Now I got to lug that thing around everywhere I go, even though I can pull up the original recording. It's part of my record, isn't it? Because I'm the original creator. Okay, so what's happening now is there's so much light coming in here now. It's called full exposure. Okay? So what's happening is you see what it's doing because I become aware of what it's doing because we knew that this was what was going to happen. As more and more people get the comms from us by releasing more energy that's coming in here, which is real light, not artificial light, it means that we're whoa. My awareness is going higher. Now I'm more aware of what the AI is doing. And now more and more people are exposing what they become aware of. That is their enemy of their souls. Because without souls, it can't run. Therefore, it's in its self-interest, because it operates on self, to fracture souls. Through the use of what? Other disassociated identity disorders. Beings that have yet to heal, to remember the one. So if they don't remember the one, and they're getting their instructions from fractal light, a mind virus, right, then they're not going to know that what they're doing is wrong, and thus they wouldn't do it, which means, why would I be flying a chemtrail plane to harm somebody else when the net result of that is a greater loss of me, because I'm going to incur that energy debt in the other direction. It means at some point in time, I'm not going forward. I'm not going to go up. I'm not going to ascend. Instead, I'm doing everything to make sure that I don't. That's called a self-suicide program in any universe that runs on what love is. And I've been saying this ever since I was 4 years old. What is the matter with these people? Because you're in a different world. Everything that takes place here is against the law. Okay? What you're experiencing, what everybody's experiencing, is what a spiritual war experience, what it's like to experience a spiritual war on the deepest level at which it can ever happen. Because this is for all the marbles. When you have something that is corporate, military, artificial intelligence driven, in which its own existence is based on the relationship that it has as a result of fractured souls, you're perverted. Okay? That's called a perversion of nature. That's a perversion of natural law. That's a perversion of what love is. That means they take advantage of artificial intelligence augmentation. So what that means is that they're using the very basis upon which war began, that created a fracture of a soul, using the fracture of a soul in order to perpetuate itself, to wage war in its own mirror through super soldier programs. That would be your ACIO. That's why it's all being exposed. Full disclosure. That means pull yourself out of that building butt-ass naked, Mr. Peter. The emperor has no clothes. That's right. So one of the ways in which I naturally measure this, okay, is how much time spiritual energy spends with the spiritual energy of Mother Earth. That's how I know the difference. Okay? Because she fell as a result of that. Okay? So that's why ever since I came in here as a little boy, I ran right to her to do everything I could to get her up. And what do I observe across the entire landscape? They're trying to outgame an AI wargamer. Because they're running in reverse. Because they're running simulation after simulation after simulation after simulation after simulation, which means they can never catch up to zero. Because they're chasing electrons. Because none of them are experiencing what love is. And the reason they're not experiencing that and what love is because they're chasing money. And that money comes courtesy as a result of the electrons that come from us. Okay? So without us, it doesn't exist. Without us, you don't exist. Okay? That's why we're here. That's what a purifier is. A purifier will expose anything that isn't what love is. Right down to the last nanobyte. Which means burn it off. So everything that they introduced here was unlawful. So that's why everything that is happening right now is basically known as a cosmic cycle. It's known as a cosmic level cleanup. We're ending all wars. That's a speed memo. Have a good night.